everybody, Corey Thorne, the spiritual healer, coming in to do my daily forecast reading of the energy that we are existing within today. My work is called More Than Existing. What I do is master the life of more than existing, or trying to master that world of more than just existing, and to be awake and aware every day that I am more than existing, or trying to more than just exist. And so just making sure I'm on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. I do bring the messages up on my phone, or the video up on my phone, so I can see, because there is a delay in the messages. And also, if you see big long messages show up on my lives or afterwards that are, asking you to go somewhere for readings or to sign up, like, none of that's me, none of that's my work. I'm not promoting those people. That's spammers. Do not comment on it. I have done everything in my power to delete that, to get rid of it, but not going away. So please be aware of that. I'm trying to get into my own freaking live here and I can't get in. Hello, Lisa and Lindsay and Christy. Hello, and Colleen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am trying to get in to do this before my first client, and in between this heat wave energy we have happening here. And we have a heat warning in Leduc today. I just realized I didn't put my moisturizer on. I'm like, So we're just letting people join in. Good morning. Good morning, Chelsea. Aloha. I'm not complaining about our heat, but it's 29 degrees here today, Celsius. I'm like, but I still rather be in Hawaii. Just let me get. It's really weird. Can't get my own work up on my phone. It's not coming up. There we go. Good morning. Okay, so we're doing the forecast reading energy of today. It's reading through this energy, the inspiration, the attitudes, what's inspiring us, what is the attitude, what takes us to the place for attitude. So as I said, I read through what we are existing within. My work is more than existing. That's all that I do. Corey Thorne, the writer, the author of More Than Existing. If you're new, because I always forget that new people are watching me and new people are watching the replay, the replay later on. So this is who I am and what I do. It's been hot there in Hawaii as well. You got palm trees. Yeah, I love the heat. I love the heat. Yay, Raina, you're making it in for a live. Hello, Carrie. Hello. We're just letting the energy is shifting as everybody is hopping on here. So I'm letting the room fill up full of energy, plus reading through the energy of what's out there today in the world. And I realized there was like an old card in the deck of the other deck this is not the final deck of the cards, by the way, but this card was in the deck and it's one of the originals. So, and its peaceful perspective was inside of the deck of cards. And I'm like, that is the perfect card for today. I'm like, I'm leaving it out. It is the perfect card. Her name is Paisley, and it's peaceful perspective. I put my walking socks on. I was going to go for a walk. I was going to do my walk, and then I realized I better do my live first. So, or my live, then a client, and then my walk. And so peaceful perspective was the card, and back to the original. And so what's coming up for me is that where do we let our hurts, our frustrations, our pain stories that we don't heal, that are not healed, spew out into the world and out onto other people? And that there was the original source. And we have to get back to the original pain, the original sin, the original, where this originates from, where our pain stories, where our hurt originates from, and that it's not everybody in the world who has to pay the price for what you are existing in your own pain story. So if we have attitude, if we are angry at the world and we can't get past that we're angry at everybody, is that not everybody is responsible for what we are existing within inside of ourselves. And that's what's coming up. And it is hump day. Yes, it's Wednesday. And so the middle of the week. So in Tarot, in the minor arcanas, you have the sevens. And the sevens are always like that center of that healer's, of the hero's journey, of when you wake up one morning and go, hey, I have to be my own savior. I have to be the hero of my own story. I can't keep waiting for a sorry. I can't keep waiting for this apology. I can't keep holding on to and harboring angers and hurts and pains that, it's not affecting the other people that I'm angry at. It is killing me. And what kills us on the inside, what takes away the most beautiful essence of us, is what we hold onto, what we harbor, what we keep inside. And so from that place of that peaceful perspective, we go to a 6, which is the energy of, and I love the look of this. I love the look of the style of my cards. I think I really like the original look. But you can't stay where things were. You have to keep evolving, keep moving forward. I love them because they were my baby. I love that because it was the feeling that I felt when I realized that my story had come to life, that everything that I existed within also had beauty. So all of the pain also had a beautiful story. And so this is the place in that tarot of when you recognize you have to be the hero of your own story. And how do we become the hero? Is that we see the beauty. We see ourselves at the end of our stories. We see who we have become. Instead of harboring the anger and the hurt, is that we inspire ourselves by looking in at, look at the beautiful things you've accomplished. Look at the beauty of who you are, because that has the power. And when we learn to live in the power of love and light, we learn that that's where we heal from. You cannot heal in the misery. You cannot heal in the hurt. You cannot heal in staying in that same anger story. You cannot heal by existing in that. We heal by seeing the beauty. We see what surrounds us now. We see the circle. We see the energy. I look at the people in my lives. And I always said I prayed for a sister when I was little, and I got a sisterhood. And so when you look at the circle and what encompasses you now and what empowers you and what inspires you and what brings you into your life, is that you can bring forth the changes that you need to make in a more peaceful, loving way. You don't have to be miserable. You don't have to stay angry. You don't have to let your ugly lead the way. And we all have an ugly inside of us. It's our attitude. We don't have to let that be what dictates and controls our lives, because it's not impacting other people the way that you think it is. It's destroying us. And that's the energy that's coming up today, is that we have June, truly is. And we had yesterday, I spoke about retrograde. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about the June energy. And so that June energy truly is about what could come next. And it's like we know there's a summer solstice coming. We know we have this summer solstice that starts to come on June the 21st. Like around that time, you start to know there's light again. So whatever has been held in the compass of the darker energy, is that it's being exposed. We're seeing it, we're existing. And then we have the sun and we have the summer solstice. We have way more. And in Alberta, it doesn't really get dark till like 11 o'clock at night. So we have more time in the light. And so why would we want to keep putting ourselves into the depths of the dark? Now, in that place, when you are all light, when you're living in that love and light, you have the courage to walk to that place, to see what we need to see, to be the changes that we need to make. But over here, and being able to see, as much as there was an original sin, original problem, there was an original love. Remember this, as much as there was an original hurt, an original pain back in the past, there was also original love. And that's what we have to grab onto. And that's what becomes the tow rope. That's what pulls us. That's what we use to pull even more love forward to bring forth that. And so, as much as there was an original sin, original hurt, original pains, as much as there's all of that in the past, there is also original love. Where do you find that original love? And somebody might say to me, I never knew that. I never seen that. Yes, you did. You've seen it in the creation of you, in the creation of us becoming into this human existence. We all came from the light. We all came from purest of pure love. And that purest of love still exists within us. We still have that within us. It did not die. Nobody could take it. No, it's impossible for someone to steal it. It's what we believe to be gone, because we get so invested in our hurts and having our hurts own us that we believe the light to no longer be. And I have met some of the most, not most I haven't met in person, most I've met in spirit. I've met some of the most profound, inspiring survivors, heroes, writers, creators who have come through some of the most horrific experiences ever tell me the most inspirational stories of love. And still be kind, still be good, still be full of love, still be full of faith and hope. And because you know why? Because they hold to that story of the beauty of remembering that we all still came from love. The fact that humans can turn so ugly on the inside that we are capable to turn that sense of what powers us and charges us inside to inspire us can be flipped into the dark night, into the darkness. And it takes us going into the dark night of the soul to see we all have an experience in our lives where our wants have taken us to some of our darkest places. Where what we want someone to pay the price, we want someone to suffer, we want someone to be responsible. Those take us to our darkest energies. And I have a beautiful elder that I trained a few years ago, who I read an amazing quote. Read an amazing article post that he made this morning. And I was blessed to be his master teacher. And I was blessed to be in the company of him and his wife. And it was such a journey through that. And he gave me my first feather. And in that journey, and then to read his post again this morning was a reminder that we all still come from love. And love is what inspires us. Love is what changes us. And a peaceful perspective is not about where we were. It's about where we're going. And how do we get there? And what do we need to get there? And who do we need to become to get there? And I have been saying this for months and years. I have been saying this since the beginning of the book, More Than Existing. I talked about secrets being exposed. I speak about ownership and responsibility. And I speak about love. I speak about the why of why we're here is to become better human beings. And if there's one thing that you can do, if each and every day, is to take that peaceful perspective, to look at yourself, to not to torture yourself, say, how can I become better than my yesterdays? What can I do to be better than my yesterdays? And that means to be better than to be kinder to yourself, to be gentler to yourself, to go to those places and find the hero, find the inspiration, find the love, find the original love. Stop looking and searching for something else to be angry at, to be mad at, to be hateful for, to be frustrated with. Let's start picking up that love, because in that love, we'll have the courage to walk back into that depth of that darkness and to be able to see how those things exist and how we got there, and to be sure that it never happens again, to make sure that we all become better human beings so that we don't become that energy. And that's what June is. That's what June is about. It is about moving into that solstice. It's about seeing how much light there is. It's about celebrating the light, celebrating the love, celebrating the blossoming, the growing, the evolving, the evolution of Mother Earth and of us and of who we are and who we want to become. And we don't want to become prickly thorns. As I say, I don't want to become a prickly thorn. I want to become a blossoming rose that has her thorns on her stem, that knows where I have been. But you don't want to become that. And so when we exist in a world where we have turned, where we, underneath our own eyes, the biggest weapon in the world has been created, humans have been turned into weapons. And that's the biggest weapon. Humans have been turned into weapons. And we have to start to become the light, the love, the everything that we knew we originally came here with. And that's how you find your original truth. When people say, I need to find me, I need to know who I am, I need to know my purpose, go inward, come home to you. Everything you need is inside of here. You are that love. You are that light. That original you never went anywhere. You don't need to find her to get to know her, to create her. She's there, or him, whatever it is, right? It's like it is there. And everything that leaves you, taking you away from you, or destroying your every single moment of your every single day with the negative thoughts, it takes us farther away from that. How can I be the inspiration? And I'll give you a name of a woman to look up. And you don't, and yes, she reads through the Bible and Christian, but you don't have to follow that part. Follow her heart. Follow her heart. Her name is Corrie Tenfold, spelt the exact same way as my name. Corrie Tenfold. She popped up on a video one night to me in late at night, and I was in tears with my own hurt and pain about something. And she popped up on my computer, spelt the exact same way as me. I sat down for 3 hours and listened to her. And I cried with love. For she taught me, you may feel as if you are trapped, you may feel as if you are caged, you may feel as if you are stuck. But the only thing that that has you stuck there is that you believe that there is a barrier in front of you. You never look up. You believe the barriers that are in front of you. You believe the stories. You believe that story that keeps you trapped. But if you look up and you look in, you see that you are not trapped. And as she said, nobody could take her light. Nobody could steal it. Nobody could take it away. Nobody could stop her from being her own inspiration. You could beat her. You could imprison her. You could tell her she was a nobody. You could tell her she was a nothing. But that didn't mean that she would ever have to believe that to be her truth. She knew she was a child of God. She knew she was a child of God conscious. So as many people come in here and judge me, as many people come in here and tell me that I'm not of God, or I don't know God, or thou shalt not judge, because I know deep inside of me where that light is now. I know who I am. And so that's the inspiration for you. That as we're come through that dream, that energy, is that those are barriers that we allow ourselves to believe that hold us hostage. And I hope somehow that this message sits in your heart today so that you can see with a peaceful perspective of what do we need to do to move forward. Find the beauty, find the original love. Know that the original sin is, the original person, the original sin, the original thought, the original idea is not that of every single person who is reflecting at you today. find that love, find that energy. And I have found myself having to work on my own little attitude because I get so frustrated, and I kept telling the story of I am underestimated. It's like I've got 400 freaking videos that speak of this work, but one celebrity comes out and it's like, and it's like the whole world stops and listens. But it's not about the whole world. It was about me. It was about what I found in here, to know that I had the courage to travel back, to find the original love, instead of being stuck in those stories, in those hurts. I am the daughter of a mother who walks with sadness, who has also now, through more than existing, through here, has found her way to her light, to her truth. Are we perfecting the human world? No, we are far from that. Even in our relationship, we're probably far from that at all times. But we know it to be true now. And that's the difference. We have an awareness, a deeper understanding. And so we have a more peaceful relationship. We have more peaceful love. I'm at peace. She's at peace. You have to learn that power of to be at peace means that we are not any longer held hostage to our past, that we're not always looking to dig into the depth of the darkness and find everybody to be responsible, that we find the essence of love. And in the book, The Way, that I just finished writing not long ago, I'm like, see yourself at the end of every single story. So when you see yourself at every single story, see yourself as the survivalist, the inspiration, the hero. See yourself as the courage. See yourself as the strength. See yourself as the purest of love, because it took something so innate inside of you to get to that point, to be there. And if we can be that for ourselves, then we can be that for others. And it is time for us to start being able to be that for others, as long as we do it from a place that we know we are also doing it for us. The change always starts with us. And I hope, blah. And that all came from the one odd card that was in the deck today. And it was the 6. It was Paisley, the peaceful perspective. And as that is not what the cards look like now, this was the original. And I'm so in love with that original card, because these cards, these everyday goddess cards, were created. These cards were channeled through in creation of my sketches from my pain stories, from my journey through how I would have to take the hero's journey. 44 cards later, this was to be the last card. And I keep this picture here as inspiration, as this woman who inspires me behind this would be that of the Mother Mary, the Mary Magdalene, would be that of all women who have walked before us, who knows pain, but also knew the courage to still be loving, inspirational, inspiring stories to help us, like Corrie Tenfel, like the women who knew they had to do the tough things, but knew love and light would guide their ways. And that's who we need to be. And that's what we need to be. So my last card in the deck came out to be, she is the everyday miracle. And the everyday miracle starts with us. We have to be the one that can walk all the way back and find the original love, because we all arrived with original love, not just with original sin. Bring that ahead. Bring that forward with us. And that's how my cards were created. And through having to share each and every one of these cards with you, I've had to look at me, and I've had to see me in these, and I've had to take another whole journey through the creation of the Everyday Goddess Oracles, through inspiration, through attitude, through seeing my own shortcomings. I've learned to not call them faults. I've learned to call them shortcomings. That I have a lot of shortcomings just like every other human being. But I'm still love. And I'm still light. And I'm still here learning. And this is what she looks like now. She is the everyday miracle because she knows that the power of healing and change starts in the heart, and not in the heart of anger, but in the heart of faith, love, caring, inspiration. And that means we have to care enough to be willing to look deep enough. We have to be willing to do the 360 view, be willing to listen to the perspectives, the views, and be willing to surrender over the pain. And that is what we call sitting in the power. And my next journey that I am taking, which I never thought in a million years I'd be taking, is I am writing and recording 7 prayers that will be released the end of June. So their devotion, it takes being devoted to you seeking and searching that light. Don't seek and search more of the pain. Seek and search the light. That's how we'll change the world. No, I love you all so much. I just need you to know that. Oh, I'm so glad everybody's here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And I seen my cousin Joanne share a Corinthians 13, 4 and 8, 4, 8. Yeah, I love Corinthians. Good morning, good morning. Hi, everybody. So profound. The invisible barrier in front. Look up. Yes, Raina, exactly. The invisible barriers in front. Look up. Look up. The only thing that holds us down is us. Is the fact that we believe those stories to hold us down. We believe that to keep us there. Was that her favorite verse? Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Corinthians is one of my favorites. Lorraine reopened up my heart to my aunt that is only a few years older. Oh, that's so good, Lorraine. I'm so glad you did. And thank you. Yeah, just reading through some of the kind of good afternoon in Newfoundland, yes, and Ontario and all those places. And thank you to each and every one that are here each and every day. Thank you for showing up. And for everyone who watches the replays, it amazes me how many people make this their daily thing, that they sit down to make time to listen to this, even if they don't have time to be in the live. I so appreciate it. I appreciate every bit of the following, the work that comes with this. And I am very excited for the next journey that we'll be launching. I sent it to Lisa last night. I'm like, I don't know about this, Lisa, but I just hear that I'm sitting in the power. And to sit in that power, I want to share the power. I want to share that power of love. And so I am releasing 7 prayers over 7 days with a message. And you don't have to be, it's not about biblical or religion to pray. Prayer is learning to ask, and not ask with expectation or with an image of what you think life should be. It's about faith. It's about having faith and devotion. So it's 7 prayers, 7 weeks. And for the 7 days in between each new prayer, it's your devotion to go back and listen to that prayer every single day and allow it to become your words. As you listen to my words, allow it to become yours. As you learn the power of sitting in the power and learning how to ask on a deeper level, how to ask. So that will be released soon. It is all pre-recorded. I will not be live with them, but they'll be there for everyone. And they are going to be, it will be a cost for that one as well, but it will be launched the end of June. So keep looking out for it, and a meditation. And I will have something coming up for the summer solstice, just to let you know. I will be doing something for the summer solstice as well. That is the that is ingrained deep into who I am and in my Aboriginal ancestors. And I always say I am blended in diversity and love. I'm a melting pot of that love, of that energy. And so the summer solstice means a lot to me. It is a special day. And so June is leading us into some very special days, into the light. And it's time for us to guide our own selves into our light. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. I do have to go. I have a client. Much, much love. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Enjoy the beautiful weather.